I yield 5 minutes to my friend and colleague, the gentleman from Georgia, member of the Armed Services Committee, Mr. Marshall.
The gentleman from Georgia is recognized for 5 minutes.
I thank the gentleman. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're debating today a non-binding resolution to disapprove the Iraqi-American military surge in Baghdad. We do so knowing Congress cannot manage a war, let alone micromanage one. We do so knowing the surge has begun and will continue despite our debate and vote. We do so hoping our debate will not discourage those called upon to execute the surge, but we also do so knowing that it might. Mr. Speaker, that's enough for me to oppose the resolution. I will vote no on the anti-surge resolution despite the fact that for 3 years now I have consistently contended that we should have fewer troops in Iraq, not more. Clearly, the surge is inconsistent with my general view of how to make our effort in Iraq sustainable and winnable. But the anti-surge resolution is akin to sitting on the sidelines and booing in the middle of our own team's play because we don't like the coach's call. I cannot join mid-play naysaying that might discourage even one of those engaged in this current military effort in Baghdad. To those soldiers and Marines who are engaged, Mr. Speaker, I would say the following. Don't be discouraged by this debate and vote. It is birthed by the very democracy that you are defending. If you are successful, Iraqis may one day enjoy the same right to debate and vote like we are debating and voting. If they do, they may well look back at you as having birthed that right for them. Nearly 40 years ago, I was a grunt platoon sergeant in Vietnam, a kid who dropped out of college and enlisted specifically to go to Vietnam. And at the very time that I was fighting insurgents in Vietnam, our country was torn by anti-war protest and debate. I didn't worry about that. You shouldn't either. I didn't let it discourage me. You shouldn't let it discourage you. You should simply do your duty and be proud of the fact that you've done it. Do it to the best of your ability. I made tons of mistakes, failed many, many times to do what I should have done, but do what you can to discharge your duty on behalf of the country and let others, the President and the Congress, debate what that duty actually is. There are legitimate differences of opinion in the United States among the leadership concerning the best way forward in Iraq, how to get to the best possible result. Don't worry about that. No doubt you have your own ideas. I certainly did when I was in Vietnam. While in combat in Vietnam, I was convinced that the tactics that we were using needed to be dramatically changed. But nevertheless, I continued to do the best I could as I was instructed to do. I gave a eulogy for Sergeant Victor Anderson of the Georgia National Guard about 2 years ago, 39 years old, disqualified because of diabetes when the National Guard was called up. He fought his disqualification. He went to Iraq. The week before he died, hit by an IED, he saw some of his men killed. He sent an email back to his family. In that email, he explained this. People ask me why I fight. I do not fight for some ideology. I fight for that man to my left and the one to my right. They are men of their honor. When called, they responded and did their duty. They did not run away. If you believe in nothing else, believe in them. It's that kind of spirit that I hope you have. I hope, in fact, that I can look at you when you come back from Iraq and be as proud of you as I am of so many others who have fought for us in Iraq and elsewhere. I'm a good bit older. It's been 40 years since I was in combat. When I look back at combat, I remember the things that I failed. I forget the things that went particularly well. Don't fail. Do as well as you can. Don't be discouraged by this debate, and we're going to continue to have additional debates. There will be laws, etc., passed. Just do your duty as best you can. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back.